Have you ever wondered how to stop from getting triggered when someone really upsets you and how to stay calm in any situation? Then continue watching because I'm going to give you the perspectives and tips that I use to not let anyone or any situation ruin your day and ruin your mood. Negative energies, negative people, situations, they're present in everyday life. It's not like we can avoid getting triggered. It's not like we can avoid having situations that leave us upset or angry or sad. We cannot eliminate that because this world has duality. There's a law of duality, meaning there's good sides and not so good sides to everything. There's no perfect being. There's not just good and bad. It's all part of one. So same with love and hate. They're not two different things. Hate is just absence of love. They're just different sides of the spectrum. And that's how we want to start looking at people and situations in our lives. See, the reason I'm making this video is because on Saturday, something happened that really triggered me. I noticed how my ego went straight into protection mode, into reaction mode, and I took it very personally. But I quickly became aware of that and I realized, hold on, I'm gonna take a deep breath. This is not about me. I don't need to protect myself. I don't need to prove myself. This is about that person. And who I am is not defined by that person's opinion of me or perspective of me. It was a point of realizing that, okay, not everybody is gonna be a good person. You cannot go on your journey without meeting any horrible people. But it's about how you react to those things and to those people that will help you going forward. And so today I want to give you the tips that help me whenever I notice myself getting triggered, what to do to maintain your calm and to stay grounded in who you are and not lose yourself in those situations. So stay tuned for all of my tips that help me every time I notice that I'm getting triggered and how I truly look at that in a different perspective. The first thing that really shifted the game for me was taught to me by my mentor. And she said, what if you look at that person who is triggering you as the universe or the source or God or however you see that higher power? What if you look at that person as the universe, teaching you something, showing you something, guiding you towards your highest self, guiding you to act from a place of your higher self? It's showing you, okay, this is the place that needs healing. This is the place that needs your attention to be able to grow. I remember getting triggered at my old corporate job a lot by a few of my colleagues, and I used to react. I used to think that whatever they said was all about me and that if they said something about me that was the truth and I don't want anyone else to think that way, until my mentor told me, do you realize that there is a pattern? It doesn't matter what person it could be or what situation it could be. That pattern will keep showing up in your life until you become aware of it and heal that pattern. To give you an example, if someone keeps judging you, think of it as maybe they judge themselves and they're just taking it out on you. Or you can think of it like this. If you think that someone is very judgmental, they're always judging you, maybe there's a question to go ask yourself, what am I judging myself on? If there is a pattern that keeps showing up in your life, in the people closest to you or around you, reflect back towards within yourself and ask, is there some healing that I could do in this matter? Is there some part of you that you've been trying to push down and avoid dealing with and it keeps coming up in different people, in different situations in your life? It's the same pattern but different face. So ask yourself and see these triggers as your stepping stones to growth. Anytime a situation comes up, I want you to ask yourself, what part of me still needs healing on this? Where is this trigger coming from and how can you love yourself through that trigger? Asking yourself, how can you be the most compassionate and kind and loving version of yourself instead of reacting or getting triggered? The second thing I would say is to focus on prioritizing your inner peace. And I made some videos about inner peace, so I'm going to link them above. Working on your inner peace daily is a very important aspect to staying calm and not getting triggered by everyday situations and conversations. Set some routines in place for yourself that help you to remain at peace, whether that's yoga, whether that's meditation, whether that's journaling, whether that's breath work, whether that's taking a walk in the nature, whatever it is for you, but find things to do in your day and make sure to include them in your day that help you to keep inner peace. When something comes at you, you're still in that state of peace. So make sure to prioritize your inner peace and your energy, no matter what's coming from the outside. Because your life is not about them. Your life is about you. I also suggest you to stay connected with your higher self at all times by maybe asking yourself, how would the highest version of me act in this situation? What would she say? What would she do? What would she think about? What would she believe? That really has helped me make better decisions in my life by asking myself, okay, how would the Mia I want to be react in this situation? How would she deal with this situation? And what would the solution be? Also remember that you have a choice. You're not doing these things because you're compelled to. So take responsibility for your happiness, for your inner peace. Choose that no one or nothing can affect your mood. Be at cause and say, okay, how can I make sure that I'm at a state of peace at all times? Now, in terms of your energy, what's really important is to understand that whatever you focus on is where energy will flow. So if you keep focusing on that situation that triggered you or that person that triggers you, you will continue sending energy to it. And by that, you will also, as we know with the law of attraction, we will receive more back. Like there's a saying, misery loves company. That's how energy is. Energy is contagious. And so you really want to deal with that and then let it go, because you don't want to bring more of that energy. And held and loved, it's really, really important to surround yourself with that kind of people to call in more energy like that. Another thing that really helped me, especially when I was working my corporate job, was imagining that before I go to speak to someone who I know usually triggers me or a situation that usually isn't as easy for me, I would imagine a gold aura around me. And she told me to always imagine a golden bubble around me, and nobody can penetrate that bubble unless I allow them to. And that really helped me to stay in my own space and stand strong in who I am and not allow whatever they say or do to come into my bubble. So try this one out and let me know how that one helped you, because for me that made a big difference in my relationships and conversations. Another great thing is breath. So whenever something stressful happens, we usually tend to lose focus on our breath, and we tend to stop breathing through our belly and we start breathing right here in the chest, and it's very, very shallow. Sometimes we even forget to breathe. So just pay attention to your breath. When this happened, as soon as I read that message, instead of doing anything first, what I did was I took a deep breath in through my belly and out. And when you take that moment, you immediately take a step back from jumping into the situation and reacting and getting really, really triggered, and then find the answer and find the solution to the situation. Related to that is the more awareness you begin to have of your ego, the shorter that time will be that you will be in that trigger state. Faster the time that you're able to process it and let it go. I love what Sadhguru says. If someone else can decide what can happen within you right now, isn't that the ultimate slavery? You see, what happens outside of you is not your responsibility, but what happens within you is your responsibility. And no one or nothing else should be able to affect that or change that. Stop letting people outside of you control so much of what's going on within you, your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, your beliefs. Because there are no perfect people. There are no ideal people. You will not find anyone like that. That's how the world is. You will meet all kinds of people in your journey, but it's about you taking responsibility of your calmness, of your inner peace, and not being triggered. Because the more you stay in that state of triggered, the more you cause yourself suffering and pain. And your energy matters more than that. Your happiness, your peace are more important. And probably many of these situations will not even matter 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now. So the last one I would say is remember that people who project negativity, people who hate on you, people who leave you nasty messages, who bully you, remember that they're projecting their own insecurities, their own fears and doubts, and their own wounding onto you. And it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. They feel bad about themselves, and that's just a reflection of their feelings, and they're trying to take it out on someone else, causing them to feel bad about themselves as well. So don't let anyone do that to you. And in that process, don't be hard on yourself. Don't be like, oh my God, it took me 2 hours to get over that situation. Don't do that to yourself. Instead, take the time that you need to process that feeling. It's okay to feel angry. It's okay to feel upset. It's okay to feel hurt and sad. But then there's a healthy point that emotion needs to be let go of. Once you've felt that feeling, you've gotten your learnings, you've understood how you can love yourself more and heal yourself, then it's time to let go. So I hope today's video helped you. And if you learned anything at all, or if you got any good tips to help yourself going forward with keeping yourself from being triggered, then let me know in the comments what was your favorite tip or something new that you learned, because it will stick so much more to you when you write it down, when you type it up, it will go deeper into your mind. So write it down in the comments, one thing that you learned from today, one thing that you're taking away from today. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed yet, also make sure to do that so you don't miss out on any of my videos to help you transform yourself and step into your fullest potential to create the life that you dream of and deserve. And I'll see you in the next video. With love, Mia.